Gemini, thanks for visiting. This is your reading for August the 19th to August the 25th. And as I always ask you, I know this is boring, but if you like this reading, please subscribe, leave a comment, like, whatever you'd like to do. I'm starting a reading right now for Gemini. No more of that. So the first card you have, you passed, is the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, I'm seeing a few different things in this. I'm seeing growth. Yeah, I think you're getting closer to someone, actually. I think you are getting to know someone on a deeper level than you had before. I think this might have been sudden growth or sudden getting closer to someone suddenly. The feeling I'm getting is of these gates suddenly opening up and suddenly you felt as if you're able to be closer to someone. It happened suddenly. I think for a long time maybe you felt as if they were holding something back or pulling away from you even. I don't think they were. I think they were just a bit quiet. I think they were just keeping to themselves, and then suddenly this is how it felt to you. And maybe you even felt a little bit, not suspicious, but a little bit worried, I think. I think you always have this kind of little bit of suspicion in the back of your mind. Not because you don't trust them, but I think you've had a lot of problems in past relationships and always around trust. You've had a lot of people who have been quite awful to you. They've been very untrustworthy, specifically one person, I think. So yeah, this kind of thing's always in the back of your mind, or it always has been for a long time. Yeah, they're not like this. They're not sneaky. They're not calculating. They don't do anything like that. They're actually a simple person. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean they're a silly person. They're a smart person. But the feeling I'm getting around them is, they're just content. They're just content. They don't like to complicate things in their life. They just like to keep things straightforward. They don't like drama. They don't like any guessing. They're quite straightforward. They just say what they mean. That's the kind of person I'm seeing. And yeah, you don't have anything to worry about in terms of trust with them. I don't think you do. I'm not seeing any problems. Yeah, and this is sudden. I keep on seeing that this was sudden. It was like suddenly the gates opened up and you thought, oh, yes, they're opening up to me. They're opening up to me. That's what I'm seeing. And they made their feelings a little bit clearer to you as well. I'm seeing that as well. If they haven't done this yet, if they haven't made their feelings very obvious to you yet, they will soon, I think. Because sometimes I see this card as sort of a bit like a lighthouse. I know that probably sounds a bit strange, but all these coins are kind of up this tree and they're very reflective. So if the sun was on them, it'd be a bit like a light shining off them. And with all these coins, so if you're walking along, even if you're far away and you saw this tree, it'd stand out to you. It'd be like, wow, that really stands out. And so it'd be very clear to you as well. So that's what I'm seeing, that they're going to be very, very obvious and very clear to you about their feelings if they haven't already. That's what I'm seeing in that card. It's going to be like a big beacon, like a light, because I'm saying beacon and lighthouse at the same time, so I'm saying beaten. I don't know. Yeah, so it's going to be as clear as a great big lighthouse. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so the next card you have, you passed, is the Five of Swords. Yes, horrible card. Okay, so yeah, this is this hurt you're carrying around, and this is why you had this kind of trust thing, trust problems with everyone, really, a little bit. Yeah, because this is what happened in your past. Yeah, I'm seeing some nasty words in this card. I'm seeing that some really, really horrible words came your way at one time, and I think they came from an ex. And you walked away, you got away from this person, but you still had these words kind of hanging around in your mind. They were there for a long time, and that's what gave you this feeling of kind of mistrust. Now, yeah, I think I'm seeing two big things here, actually. These are the two biggest things that really, really shocked you about this ex and what they did. It really affected you. It really affected your relationships that came after this one, after this ex, including the one here. It's definitely affecting this. It's definitely affecting the way you're seeing it. You're kind of viewing it in the lens of this hurt that happened in your past. That's what I'm seeing. I'm not blaming you. That's just what I'm seeing. So yeah, about these two things, the things that really shocked you about the sex was, the first one was, you know, I think you're really shocked that someone could change so quickly from being totally loving and caring. That's how they seemed to you. And then there was suddenly the opposite. It was like a switch went off and they were a totally different person. And that really shocked you. That made you really, it was like, if they did this, anyone could do this at any time. You know, I could be going along with this person and a switch might go off. That's what your fear was because of what happened. The other thing is, the other thing that's always stayed with you, I think, with what this ex did, I think it's the fact that they still had a lot of people around them standing up for them, even though they really did this horrible thing to you. You know, they had people standing up for them, pretending everything was fine. And I think some of these people who stood up for them, I think they were people who you thought you were close to. And that really shocked you as well. It's like how quickly people can turn. So again, it's really a similar thing, really. People can turn very quickly from people who you think you know to people who you don't know. And I think that's why you always have this in the back of your mind, or you have for a long time. So yeah, it really, really affected you. I think it also helped you in some ways, actually. I think it made you determined to protect yourself. And I think you were determined to make sure that anyone who came near you after this had to be a pretty special person. You know, they had to go through a lot of tests. I think you've had a lot of tests in your mind as, have they passed this one? Have they done this? Are they like this? You know, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, a lot of people see that as a bad thing, but I think with you, I think it's been a good thing for you. It's really helped you to protect yourself from a lot of bad people that have come along. You know, I think you were really aware of that. Okay, so the last card you have your past is the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, this is really good. I like this. So yeah, I hardly ever see this in this card, but it's super, super clear. I can't ignore this. And, you know, I'm seeing all this growth in the Eight of Pentacles as well, so growth. So yeah, I'm seeing a child. I'm seeing a pregnancy announcement or the birth of a child. And this is definitely very, very close to you. If it's not you, it might be you. But if it's not, it might be someone very, very close to you. Very close. Sorry if you're a man, it's definitely not you if you're a man. But this is a pregnancy. This is a pregnancy announcement or a birth. And it's very, very, very close to you. Very close to you. And I don't think this is the first child for these parents. I think they either have an older sibling or an older step siblings or siblings. You know, it's something like that, because I'm seeing more than one child playing together and they're playing happily. So I think these children are going to fit in really, really well together. They'll get along really well together, even as they grow up. I'm seeing it's really, really nice, really positive. There might be a few money problems around this family. Someone might come to you for help and advice, maybe, or you might offer help to them. Or if this is about you, someone's probably going to offer you help or offer you to, you know, offer to buy you things that you need or whatever. It's something like that. But yeah, generally this is looking really positive. And this child's going to be really well cared for as well. Look at the way this queen's looking at this coin. So it's really, really, really beautiful, really happy news. I really love that. I love that I'm seeing that. So the first card you have for your present is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so I'm seeing this relationship again here in this card. This one that I'm seeing, the Eight of Pentacles. So, you know, sometimes this card can be about on and off relationships, you know, the wheel turning one way and then it turns back the other way and backwards and forwards. I'm not actually seeing that here. What I am seeing is a feeling, and you might be feeling a bit up and down, backwards and forwards around this relationship. This is how you have been feeling, or you might still be feeling like this. I'm picking up a lot of sensitivity around you, and you know, I can see why. You know, you've had such a difficult past. That's probably part of what this is. But with this person I'm seeing here that you're with, a lot of problems around this. Don't be angry, but I think a lot of problems that you're kind of perceiving here are coming from your imagination. Now, I'm not saying you're imagining things or you're crazy or that all these problems are in your head. I'm not saying that at all. But you are probably magnifying some things. You know, everyone has problems. All relationships have problems. No one's perfect. So I think if you pick up on a little thing they say or they do, and you might magnify it into a huge thing, you know, they might look at you in a certain way and you go, oh, they hate me. You're magnifying that into something that's much bigger than what it actually is. You know, maybe they go away, or maybe they don't text you back, you know, for a long time, or maybe they have their phone off, or maybe they're late for something, and you start imagining all kinds of things. And, you know, part of this comes from your past, but yeah, another part of this is because, you know, they haven't really opened up all that much until recently, which is what I keep on seeing. So if this is resonating, I actually think this is all going to change for you. I think you have been feeling quite insecure, quite sensitive and all of that, very up and down inside yourself. And I think these feelings are now going to start to fade away. Maybe they already have, maybe they've started to do that. Maybe you're feeling that now. Because I think you're in a process where your confidence is starting to grow. And as it keeps on growing, and it is going to keep on growing, these kind of up and down feelings are going to fade into the distance. You know, so it's like instead of this wheel kind of going up and down in your head and in your emotions, it's going to start to kind of spin in one direction for you, and it's going to be a very positive direction. You also have the Temperance card in this reading, and the Temperance card can be about healing from old hurt, coming up out of that, feeling better, rising up out of all of that. So that's looking really positive. So all of that showing me that if you're still having these up and down feelings, if you're still worrying about them, stressing, thinking something's wrong or whatever, that's all going to fade away and you're going to be more confident and more positive. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So it's looking good. So the next card you have your presence, the King of Wands. Okay, so yeah, again, I'm seeing positivity here. Yeah, I think for a long time you might have also been a little bit afraid to hope that this relationship was going to be a positive one. You know, you wanted it to be, of course you did. But there was a lot of hesitation coming from you. And I think it might have been like, well, I don't want to hope too much. I don't want to put too much on this, too much hope onto this in case it all goes wrong, because it's happened to me in the past and I don't want this to happen again. You know, if you look at this king, he wants to move forward, he wants to stand up, but he's not quite doing it yet. So, you know, he's a little bit afraid, he's a little bit hesitant, I think, and that's how you've been. But things are starting to clear for you now. I'm seeing that everywhere. And you're going to stand up at some time soon if you haven't already. You're just going to clear all the problems you have in front of you, in your head and in your heart, and you're just going to get up and go forward. You're probably not doing that now, but I am seeing you doing that at some time soon. And there's passion in this card as well, which is really nice to see. So you are going to have more passion, I think, as well in this relationship. So it's looking good for you. So the last card you have your presence, Temperance. Yeah. Now, okay, so I'm getting this really amazing feeling around this. I love this card so much. And yeah, this is beautiful. I'm getting this beautiful wave of calm coming over you. I don't think you've felt like this for a long time. I really don't. I don't think you have, and it's coming. And this is when the King of Wands finally starts to stand up and walk. That's what's going to happen. You're going to stand up and just walk forward with lots and lots of confidence. And it's not just about your relationship. It's not just about letting go of the hurt and finally being able to embrace this new relationship properly. It's about embracing other things as well, embracing new friendships, embracing you know, things that you want to do. It's about trusting yourself as well, trusting yourself to make the right decisions, because I think you've been a bit hesitant in a lot of things in your life. Oh, should I do this? I don't know, it's going to go wrong. That's the sort of thing you've been feeling. So now you're going to trust yourself. You're going to trust yourself to invite the right people in around to you. And I think this calm and this new sense of self-trust, that's what it is, self-trust, I think it's going to really, really propel you into achieving things. And, you know, I think you've actually put a lot of things aside that you kind of thought, oh, I can't really do this, I'm going to put it aside. Now you're going to bring those things out again and start again. There's also going to be some new things, new projects, new things that you're going to start to achieve. And I think these might lead you to even a new career, or, you know, a completely different thing. So you're going to step forward and you're going to work towards a whole new thing. It's going to be a new life for you. It really is. This is really huge. You know, I think maybe for a long time you might have felt as if, oh, you know, I can't do this because of my past. I have a really difficult past. I'm not going to be able to do this. You know, this person said this, that person said that. You know, maybe you haven't said these things to yourself, but this is a feeling. You know, maybe you've gone to, so if you've ever had this happen, if you've gone to do something and then you've got this horrible feeling and then you've kind of changed your mind. Oh, it's too hard, I can't do this. That's what it is. It's your past coming back and telling you, oh, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. That's all going to go away now. That's all going to go away. You know, this card's about the future. It's about getting rid of the past, coming out of that, rising up out of that, like a phoenix almost. And, you know, seeing these new possibilities, seeing what's in front of you. And, you know, it takes time. I think when you're coming out of a fog like this, and I think that's what you're coming out of, and you suddenly see these possibilities in front of you, it takes time to recognize them and it takes time to move forward. But you are going to do this. It's all positive. And, you know, I just really, really hope this does resonate with you and you are coming out of these negative feelings, because they've been limiting you for a long time, and now you're going to get these, you're going to really push these limitations behind you now. It's really, 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 really beautiful. I love this so much. So the first card you have, your future, is the Eight of Wands. Okay, so yeah, I'm seeing this relationship all through this, so I'm sorry if you're single, this is what I'm seeing. So this is going to start to develop really, really quickly now. This is the fast card. And, you know, there's nothing stopping you now. Your mind's not going to stop you. It's not in the way. Nothing's going to be in the way. And, yeah, I don't know where you are now with them. I can't quite see where you are with them. But I'm seeing this sort of mirroring effect, and it's a positive mirroring effect. It's like you're going to be feeling more positive, more confident, and they're going to see this in you, and that's going to make them feel the same, and it's going to make them more attracted to you, and then you're going to feel that in them, and vice versa. So it's going to go backwards and forwards like that, like a positive mirroring. And yeah, it's just going to be really, really nice. And you're probably not going to have as much time to spend with them as you used to. That's the sad thing, because I'm seeing you just being really busy. You're catching up with a lot of things that you should have done before, new things, things you're picking up again. And I think this busyness, it might actually make them miss you even more. And I think that's going to bring on a lot of passion here as well. So it's going to be like, oh, I'm away from them for all this time, and when we get back together, it's going to be this huge passion. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more passion in this relationship. You know, you have this card, which can be about passion, Ace of Wands, you know, the King of Wands, Temperance as well. All those cards can be about passion. So yeah, there's passion everywhere. So yeah, this is amazing. I wish this was my reading. Yeah, so the next card you have, your future's the Ace of Wands again. Passion, yeah. And so again, there's definitely a child here as well. You know, this can be about pregnancy, especially when you have this and the Queen of Pentacles, or this and the Empress sometimes as well. That's another one. So yeah, pregnancy. So there's this pregnancy announcement around you, someone close to you, or it might be you or your partner if you're a man or whatever. And or if you're a woman, I don't know. There's some pregnancy around you, whatever it is, whoever it is. And I think with this new confidence that you're going to have, I'm seeing a lot of boldness coming out in you that might not have been there for a while. You're going to be acting bold, a lot bolder with some of the people around you. You're going to be a lot braver as well. I'm not saying you used to be a doormat, but I think I think you did used to let a lot of things slide, just for peace sake. It was like, oh, I couldn't be bothered arguing this, you know, just let it slide. I'll just let it go. You know, if people say this, whatever. But it did affect you on the inside. You know, I'm seeing that all in this reading. Even though you didn't let it show on the outside, you did let it affect you on the inside. Now you're not going to do that. If you see any people saying anything nasty, anything like that, you're going to say something. That's what I'm seeing. You've got this new boldness around you, especially around family. You know, you do have some good people in your family, but I'm also seeing a few pushy people. And yeah, you're just going to be saying no a lot as well. And I think there are going to be some people who are going to struggle with that a bit, with you saying no, but they're just going to have to get used to it. So yeah, I think you're going to open up a lot of these people's eyes. I think they're going to be really surprised at this new person. And, you know, as time goes on, as you walk through this, you're going to be doing a lot more of what you want and a lot less of what other people expect you to do. So it's fantastic. I hope this does resonate. I keep on saying this, but I hope it does, because I love this reading. This is a fantastic reading. I love it. So the last card you have, your future, is the High Priestess. Okay, so yeah, you're going to be bolder and all of this, very knowing yourself. You're going to be saying no to a lot of people. I'm seeing that again. But I think as you're processing all of these things you want to do with your future, and you're going to really start to think about all the things, all the possibilities that are open to you, you're going to be seeing things that weren't open to you before. Now they all are. And you're going to be keeping a lot of these things to yourself, though, I think, until you're 100% sure of exactly what you want to do, what you want to move forward with. Now, this process of working through all of this, it's going to take you a long time, actually. It's going to take some time. I'm seeing you working through this. I'm seeing a lot of planning. I think this is going to be a whole new career, actually, that's going to come out of this. That's what I'm seeing. Really, really amazing. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of work, but I think things might start to take off or launch properly, or whatever this is, if it's a business even, probably at the end of this year or early next year. That's what I'm seeing. And yeah, you're going to keep a lot of this to yourself. The High Priestess can be about secrets, and when all this opens up, I think that's when you'll probably start to tell people who aren't super close to you. I think you're going to have a core group of people close to you who you're going to talk to about all this. But there are a lot of people on the outside of that group who aren't going to know anything at all, and they're going to be really surprised. That's why I was seeing in the Ace of Wands, eye-opening. You're going to open a lot of eyes to what you're capable of doing, and they're going to be really, really, really surprised. This is the most fantastic reading I've ever seen, I think, for you, Gemini. This is amazing. So yeah, I really do hope this resonated. But yeah, general readings can't always resonate with everyone, but again, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like to, and thank you so much for watching.